Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Jim's Outdoors. Today I'd like to dive into sinkers a little bit more and show you how I rig up some of my rigs. First of all, when I'm suspended fishing, I use these 8-ounce egg sinkers. What you do with them, feed them onto the line, get a bead. I like these green ones. Then you tie the swivel on. I always use a polymer knot. If you don't know what a polymer knot is, there's plenty of videos on YouTube. Trim a tag in. And that's how that works. So we put a swivel on. So you use a Carolina rig behind the swivel, but that bead keeps the sinker from beating on the knot on the swivel. So that's how you put an egg sinker on. And that, we use those for suspended work. So next, favorite sinker to use, and I use this quite a bit in the river. And that's a 3-ounce no roll. The way you want to put that on, you got this pointed part. You want that going back towards the fishing pole. And the reason is that is for when you're pulling through rocks, it'll help guide its way through. So same thing, put the sinker on, point towards the fishing pole, take your bead, put it on, then tie a polymer knot with your swivel. Kind of hard to keep everything in the camera. Trim a tag in. Well, I got it here. I'm gonna cut this other knot off, and that's how that works. And same thing, that BB keeps that sinker from beating that knot that's on the swivel. Now, I have a few of these, and I've used them in the past, but I call these sinker trolleys. Some other people have a different name for them, but they just have a clip on here. What you do is you feed your trolley onto the string. BB again, this BB is very important. A lot of people don't understand. They cast a few times, don't understand why they start losing their rigs. Well, with this weight or whatever comes down, it pinches this knot on this swivel or hook or whatever you got down here, depending on how you're rigging. It'll just beat that knot until there's nothing left of it. But put your trolley on and your BB. Same thing again. Always tie a polymer knot. It's pretty easy. That's it. Trim the tag in. I'll cut this other knot while I got the pliers. But now, you can take a bank sinker. This is a 2-ounce bank sinker. And you can put this on the clip. Some of these bank sinkers, sometimes it takes a little bit of effort. Close your clip. Now you got the bank sinker riding on the trolley. Now you can also use on these clips these coin sinkers that have the little eyelet. And those can ride on that trolley. Now if you've got pyramid sinkers, which I had some here and I think they're in the boat, but anything with these little metal eyes, so pyramid sinkers or coin sinkers, anything that has the eye is the easiest. And one thing nice about these trolleys is the sinkers beating on the side of your fishing poles. When you're done fishing, you don't have to worry about that. You just take the weight off. And say you want to, one thing nice about these, not only can you remove your weight, say you're fishing in the river and you move and you got heavier current and you want to go from a 2 ounce, or this was a 1 ounce, you want to go to a 3 or a 5 ounce, and you could take, which we got one here. Say you want to go up to a 5 ounce bank sinker. Like I said, some of these are hard to get through the eyes, but once they're on there, now you got a 5 ounce bank sinker riding on the trolley. When you get done fishing, take the sinker off. So that's some of the ways that I like to rig sinkers. I don't use these trolleys too much because I use these quite a bit. These are what I prefer. But hey, they work. Heck, you can even take, if you're out of sinkers, you could even take a pretty good sized nut off of a bolt and stick on here. Anything to hold it down on the bottom. Here, I'll show you another little trick that I do. Say you got a swivel with a clip on it. Now, take the clip in, take the eyelet without the clip being in it, feed it through your polymer knot, trim the tag in. Alright, now you got the clip towards the fishing pole, and this we'd run our hook and line off of. Now you could take these clips and take any of the sinkers with the eyelets and clip on there. Now your weight's below the swivel, so your hook can still swivel, so you ain't got a big mess coming in. As the fish is turning, it's not turning that weight, so that's less of a chance of something breaking off. I've used these quite a bit with a heavier weight and a little bit bigger swivel, but this trick works, and I'm surprised at how many people don't know about this trick. Now we're going to go back to egg sinkers here for a minute, and I got one of my favorite poles here. It is of course this is one of the ones I'm giving away, one of the Catch the Fever medium heavy 7.6 foot. Gotta have a 6500 on it. But anyhow, See how this tip is? See how that bounces? Now, the reason you want to run an 8-ounce egg sinker and a swivel is when you let this line down, all the way down. Once it hits the bottom, one crank or two with a 6500 up. Now, as you're going along, see how that's bouncing? Now, when the fish takes that, she'll bend over. But the reason you want to use an 8-ounce sinker is if you're drifting, this weight is going to keep this straight underneath the boat. So anytime you may see your line going backwards and beating pretty hard, you know you're touching the bottom, so you know to bring it up a little bit. But if it's just bouncing just a little bit or not at all, usually they're just suspended depending on the waves you got, but you'll be okay. So that's how you use suspended. Well, that's all I have for this week on Jim's Outdoors. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we still have these fishing poles that we want to give away. So make sure you share the videos and tell people, because this is legit. We get up to the numbers, I am going to give stuff away. So we got a good season coming up. A lot of good teams in it. I'm kind of excited. So make sure you keep in touch and share these videos around. We could really appreciate it. The only way we can go is get better from here, right? So on that note, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on the next one.